But some people didn't want to follow, right? So, let's see. Let's get verse. Um, let's get verse 64 again. It says, "But there are some of you that believe not. For Yahushua knew from the beginning who they were that believed not, and who should betray him. And he said, Therefore said I unto you, that no man can come unto me, except it were given unto him of the Father. From that time, many of his disciples went back and walked no more with him." That's deep. After he dropping them Jews on them, they like, man, I can't get with this cat, man. Right? A lot of people couldn't deal with him after this. A lot of people couldn't rock with him. Just like that pillar. A lot of people couldn't just take the fact that they was walking around in circles and circles and circles when it came to being in that wilderness. A lot of people fell off with their deeds. A lot of people fell off. You even had some people trying to go back to Egypt. A lot of people fell off. Right? Verse 67, it says, Then Mashiach unto the 12. Then said Mashiach unto the 12, Will you also go away? That's a tough question. After you see hundreds of people leave from following after the Mashiach, they like, man, I can't get with this. How many people is going to stand in the trenches and say, no, I got you, I'm rolling with you? A lot of people in this world are not followers of righteousness. A lot of people in this world do not tend to gravitate towards what's real and what's good for you. A lot of people gravitate towards what's bad for you. So how many of us out there or even on this call could say, I would have stayed? Let's keep reading. It says, Then Simon Peter answered him, Master, to whom shall we go? Who we going to? Where we going? Right? It says, you have the words of eternal life. He made a stand. Where else I'm going to go? You got the words that's going to get me eternal life. Why would I leave that? That's the same thing with this pillar. If you keep on following the cloud, you're going to have life. But if you go outside of the protection or outside of the Betzalel of the Most High, guess what? You're done. It says, and we believe and are sure that you are Mashiach, the Son of the living power. And Yahushua answered them, Have not I chosen you 12? And one of you is a deceiver, or one of you is a devil? He spake of Judas Iscariot, the son of Simon, for he it was that should betray him, being one of the 12. So you had 11 strong soldiers that wasn't going nowhere, that was going to follow after this man until the death, in which they did. We have to be the same exact way. We have to make sure that we follow him as if we were following for our life, because that's exactly what we're doing. We have to follow him like the children of Israel followed that cloud that rested upon the tabernacle. When he say move, you move. When he say do this or do that, you do this, you do that. When he say that adultery is committed, when you look at a woman on lust that has a husband, that's what it is. You see the example with David. You got to follow suit. When he says something, it means something. Everything you see in quote unquote red letter text in this book, you better pay close attention to it. He don't talk for nothing. Remember, he the word of the Most High. Let's get 1 Peter. We get ready to close. 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 21. 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 21. Do y'all see that similitude? We're following after Mashiach, like we followed after that cloud. When he say move, you got to move. Y'all see that? Y'all sure? Ain't no questions? First Peter chapter 2 and verse 21. It says, for even hereunto were you called, because Mashiach also suffered for us, leaving us an example that you should follow his steps, who did no sin, neither was guile found in his mouth. So we got to remember, we got an example to walk after. We have an example of righteousness. We have an example of faith. We have an example of everything good, which is the law in the book. We just got to follow suit. Because I know one group of people who gonna follow to the end, who gonna follow to the death. Before we close out, let's get Revelation chapter 14, and we gonna end on that note. Let's look at something. Let's see how closely these people followed after him. Matter of fact, verse 1. Start at verse 1. Revelation of Hazon, chapter 14, verse 1. It says, and I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having his father's name written in their foreheads. For all you brothers out there that claim to be a part of the 144,000, or aspire to be a part of the 144,000, listen up. Right? I'm not going to go into none of that, you know what I'm saying, speaking about the 144,000 right now with my beliefs or what. We're not even going to get into that. But if you do aspire to be, or if you say that you are, you have to make sure that you fit this criteria, because whether you are or not, these people fit the criteria. Follow suit. Whether you're a part of the 144,000 or a part of that multitude that no man can number, follow suit. Let's read. It says, and I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having his father's name written in their foreheads. And I heard a voice from Shamayim, as the voice of many waters, and as the voice of a great thunder. And I heard the voice of the harpers harping with their harps. And they sung as it were a new song before the throne, and before the four beasts and the elders. And no man could learn that song but the 144,000, which were redeemed from the earth. These are they which were not defiled with women, for they are virgins. These are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he go. I'm going to read it again. These are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he go. These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits unto Elohim and to the Lamb. So, matter of fact, let me read this next verse. And in their mouth was found no guile, for they are without fault before the throne of Elohim. So, these people followed the Lamb without question, without doubt. Abraham followed without question, without doubt. Peter, without question, without doubt. Paul, without question, without doubt. These apostles, without question, without doubt. We have to do the same. We have to do the same. So, for everybody out there watching, thanks for tuning in to the first installment of the Bible study. Shalom to you all. Shalom. If I can stop it, I can't stop it. Thank you, brother. Thank you.